For pit stop C, we're going to go ahead and finish up our foldable. We're going to be writing on the right hand side. We're going to use the other half of the picture that we used last time. So find the picture of the firewood burning and put that, glue that down in kind of the top center of the chemical change section. And then we're going to kind of use that again as our example. So before we said with the physical change, if we were just chopping the wood in half, it was changing the size and the shape, but it was still firewood. Okay. In this case, in the case of burning it, right, then not only are we changing the physical properties, we're going to be left with some pieces of firewood that are a different size or a different shape, but we're also changing the chemical properties, right? And we're going to have a brand new substance. If you've ever watched something burn, like a campfire, all the way down to the end, it ends up being ash, right? We don't have any firewood left. There's no way that we can say, never mind, I didn't really want to do that, and kind of back it up and then get the firewood back. Okay, once a chemical change has occurred, we have a brand new substance and there's really no turning back. Okay, so we're going to write that here at the top. We're going to say that a chemical change is a change in physical and chemical properties. So before, with the physical change, that was just the physical properties, and now we have both. Okay. Most importantly, a new substance is formed after the reaction. A chemical change can also be called a chemical reaction. So we're left with a brand new substance that wasn't there before. Okay. If we go back to our piece of paper, right? Earlier we took the piece of paper, we tore off the side, we said that was a physical change. Technically I could put it back and both pieces were still paper. If I burn the paper, right, that characteristic or the property that we're looking at is flammability. Okay, so if I go ahead and actually set fire to the piece of paper, okay, if you've ever seen paper burn, you know what's happening right now, right? So you can see what's left down here is actually ash, right? There's no more paper here. I can't take this and turn it back into paper, right? This is my new substance, the ash that's left behind. Okay. All right, now that I've cleaned off the table, let's go ahead and open up the right side of our foldable. Again, you're going to leave the top part available for your own examples after you do the card sort at the Independence Station. All right, we're going to put some examples down here. Okay, we just did the burning paper, pretty similar to the burning firewood on the front. Okay, so we're going to choose some different things to draw over here. One fun example is fireworks. Okay, if you've ever seen fireworks go off, you know that it's a nice, bright, colorful, loud experience. Okay, but when those fireworks are exploding or going off, there are lots of chemical changes that are happening. Okay, so our fireworks, you can draw better fireworks if you would like. There are our fireworks. All right. Another example is a lot of times when we're cooking or baking, right? So if we were frying an egg, okay, frying an egg, right? Here's my frying pan, and then inside we have the egg, right? And if you've ever fried an egg, you know that you can't really undo that, right? If you decide to fry it, or say you decide to scramble it, you can't change your mind and go back to what the egg was before. Okay, when things are being baked or fried, there's actually chemical changes taking place. The substance is changing. Okay, the atoms are rearranging in a chemical reaction. Another common example that you've probably seen and not really realized that a chemical change was taking place is when an object rusts. If you've ever left something outside, like a bike or a shovel, something that's metal, okay, especially if it has like the paint chipped off in a certain spot, right? And it gets left outside and it's exposed to the oxygen in the air, and then again oxygen in the rainwater. Then it does something called oxidize, okay, or oxidation takes place, and the leftover of that, the new substance that's formed, is rust, and that's what we see as like an orange or yellowish color left on the metal. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and say a rusting nail. I'm going to use a metal nail as an example because, you know, I can't draw a bike. Alright, so here's my nail. It's less pointy, it's more like a tack. Okay, and then we have some discoloration. Okay, that is the rust. It's usually, like I said, an orange or brownish color, right? And that is the finished product of our foldable is going to go on page 5, directly across from the properties notes that we took earlier. You probably don't have room for a title, but go ahead and glue the foldable into page 5 in your journal.